This might be a long one. CAS Project is perhaps the worst thing you could say that you would have to confront in your entire CAS career. The bad thing about it is just like IAs and EEs in your IB career, it's looking for an actual thing that you can do. A CAS project is not only teamwork, which means it goes two-way, right? You can't just carry out all the work and do everything yourself, such as all the previous teamwork project you've done in school. You can't just do that. It actually needs to be back and forth between two people, or at least three, at least two or more or less. That's the CAS project. What to expect from this? Well, first of all, it has to be something that involves creativity, activity, and service. It has to include all of these things, which means it's gonna be going hard. Number one. Secondly, it needs to last at least a month. And that perhaps the hardest thing, which basically means, well, if you're doing something pretty hard, such as, having a seminar for children to learn boxing, right? You're doing something creative, you're doing something that is activity-wise, and you're doing something that's also a service. Can you drag that on a month consistently, and will there be an actual audience? All of these things comes into mind. So a lot of external factors can come into mind. So a lot of time you have to descale and rescale your CAS project a lot of the time whenever you think of any question, really. Because you truly do not know. Let's just say, you take the example of, we're gonna lead a club or something for a CAS project. My question to you would be, how feasible is that, right? How well defined is that? Is there going to be a lot of external factors that disallows you to continue that certain activity? Or is there going to be a lot of internal factors that also disallows you to do a lot of things? So something that's also pretty safe is, say, creating like a website or an Instagram account that also encompasses all of these quality, which means then there will be a lot of external factors that disallows you to continue the project, but there will be more internal factors. Because, well, simply put, if it's too easy, a lot of the time members will not be extremely interested. But if it's too hard, once again, how much time are you truly investing into this? It needs to take up at least a month, so you gotta delegate the work somehow. So it could be absolutely horrendous. Like this right now is a CAS project. I have to do 15 videos, and another person has to do 15 videos. We delegate the work to each other. Most of it's not gonna be edited because, in my opinion wise, that's also a challenge. You could say it's creativity because you grab onto the thing at the moment, and it's true unfiltered advice, to say the least. Truly kind of, you could say kind of, if it's good tips, at least you know that we're doing our CAS project well. But yes, that's the thing about the CAS project. It's not super duper hard, just like everything in CAS. It's not super duper hard, but it is quite tedious, to say the least, because simply put, you have to have incorporated so much things that you've already learned from CAS back into this CAS project. So it's quite hard, quite sucky as well. So yeah, to say the least, it's not the most fun thing in the world. However, I would say try to get it over with as quickly as possible, because it's one of the easiest things you can actually get done quite early on as well. So I don't know, find a partner, set up a CAS project somewhere, and just say, we're gonna do a CAS project now, especially if you have a lot of time. Now, if you don't know what you're going to do, I would say take an example from us, maybe make a YouTube channel that helps with a certain demographic. Say, I don't know, you and your friend are very good at history or something. What you could end up doing is one of you write a script about a certain topic. It could be YouTube shorts, right? It could be just like a minute long, and you're dressing up in a suit, you're sitting in front of a table at one of these, you're setting up the camera, and then you're more or less reading out from the script, and you're looking quite professional, and the other person tries to edit most of the video. Say something like that. You could delegate most of the work, so basically the recording is gonna take not that long, but and the editing, you could more or less say like, okay, just to delegate work a lot better, let's say both of you are really good at history. The person that speaks and set up everything and record writes the script and say it within a minute long, and the script has to be extremely understandable. The other person would more or less receive the video with the script and everything, and then they would edit out everything. So the person that sits and talks could more or less have the script, so they could record two videos, right? It's a video that record them reading out the script, looking all professional and everything, and pointing all over the place. And then another video would be, in a sense, them reacting to that video, and then saying, oh, at this part right here, I want you to have this, and this, and this, and this. Right? So I basically want you to have this video, and this video, and this video. If you're good enough at editing, you could do some extra fancy stuff, and then boom, you both have editor notes and also an actual video to carry out. Say something like that could be a CAS project. It would actually be quite interesting. It is, in a sense, creative, activity, and service as well. Activity could be something such as, I don't know, you're trying to do something physically extremely hard, and then it's also quite creative because you just did something very hard, and now you're trying to read out this script that is filled with information, and that is also quite entertaining. I don't know about you, seeing a person extremely tired, almost blown out of their mind of how tired they are, such as eating a gigantic meal and then having a massive brain fog, trying to talk in terms of factual information that are concise and very critical of a lot of stuff as well, is quite comedic, to say the least. So think about it on your CAS project. A lot of time at the start of IB, you're not rushing through everything. It's going to be a slap in the face of information. But either way, CAS project is one of those things that you can very much should, in my opinion, try and invest in. IAs and EEs are something that you don't need to worry immediately for all the time. But that comes out in another video where I will perhaps try to summarize the entire IB in terms of a schedule of perhaps when you should do things, being, well, going through it once already, and I would try to recommend on certain things. But other than that, goodbye.